and our all-out focus on the kidnapping that happened in Mumbai. Remember, children who were kidnapped in broad daylight by a man who is allegedly a YouTuber. Now, he had called these children in Powai in Mumbai on the pretext of auditioning them for a web series. What happened instead, about 80 children who arrived, while some of them who were allowed to go, about 15 of them who were held captive by this man. Now, while the cops say that all the children have been rescued safely, the focus now is on who this man is. What was the motive behind that kidnapping? Is he mentally unstable, or is there more than what meets the eye? This is exactly what happened in Mumbai, a news that got parents worried, and many of these children who were in Powai in Mumbai to actually give an audition for an upcoming web series. But it was a man who called them to audition them, instead kidnapped them. We have some eyewitness accounts coming in of how this entire kidnapping unfolded and what they had seen about the kidnapper. Listen in.
रोहन 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 नाम उसने बचा है क्या हुआ तो आप साइड कर देगा थोड़ा साइड में हाँ बताइए इंसिडेंस क्या होता आप कहाँ पे
एक्सीडेंट भी होता हम लोग बाहर खड़े थे चाय पी रहे थे अचानक पुलिस की तमाम गाड़ियां हाँ सारण बजाते आई हाँ हम लोग बोले क्या हो गया हम लोग भी भागे पीछे पता चला महावीर क्लासिंग में कुछ बच्चे किडनैप करके लोग बैठा के रखे हैं फिर आए हैं सर मैं यही मौजूद था इसलिए बता रहा हूँ हाँ बोलिए उसके बाद जो है पुलिस आई तो हम लोग भी पुलिस के पीछे भागे आगे देखे तो पुलिस ने सारा गेट बंद कर दिया जो अंदर गए लेकिन बाद में पता चला कि उनके बच्चे जो किडनैप उनके गार्जियन बाहर खड़े थे लोग रो रहे थे हम लोगों ने पानी नहीं पिलाया पूछा रो मत पुलिस आ गई है लेकिन एक बात है पवई पुलिस ने बहुत स्पीड में काम किया है पवई पुलिस सीनियर साहब डीसीपी साहब को मैं देखा हाँ कि मतलब बिल्कुल सबको संभाल लेते सिचुएशन को हाँ बच्चे शायद एक माँ से पूछा तो बोले हम लोग नांदेड़ के हैं बच्चे नांदेड़ से आए थे सब बम्बई के बाहर के थे और जो कुछ 17 बच्चे थे हाँ जो डायरेक्टर था उसका नाम था रोहित आर्या
उन्होंने पहले कुछ बच्चों को छोड़ दिया था ऐसा कुछ था
नहीं मुझे नहीं मालूम है हाँ अभी नहीं देखो बच्चे निकल रहे हैं आप देख लो सर हाँ लेकिन
बोल दो त्याला
मैं रोहित आर्या सुसाइड करने की जगह मैंने एक प्लान बनाया है और कुछ बच्चों को इधर हॉस्टेज रखा है मेरे कुछ ज़्यादा डिमांड्स नहीं है बहुत सिंपल डिमांड्स है बहुत मॉरल डिमांड्स है बहुत एथिकल डिमांड्स है और मेरे कुछ सवाल है मुझे कुछ लोगों से बात करनी है उनको सवाल पूछने हैं उनके जवाब पर अगर मुझे काउंटर क्वेश्चन है तो मुझे काउंटर क्वेश्चन पूछना है लेकिन मुझे ये जवाब चाहिए मुझे दूसरा कुछ नहीं चाहिए ना मैं टेररिस्ट हूँ ना मेरी बहुत बड़ी पैसों की डिमांड है कुछ भी पैसों की डिमांड तो है ही नहीं इमोरल तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं है सिंपल कॉन्वर्सेशंस करने हैं और जिसके लिए मैं इन बच्चों को हॉस्टेज लिया है ये मैंने एक प्लान के तहत ही हॉस्टेज लिया है लेट्स चेंज 4 मैं सच में करने वाला हूँ अगर ज़िंदा रहा तो मैं करूँगा अगर मैं मर गया तो कोई और करेगा लेकिन होगा ज़रूर इन्हीं बच्चों के साथ होगा अगर इनको हार्म नहीं होता है तो बिकॉज द स्लाइटेस्ट रॉन्ग मूव फ्रॉम योर एंड विल ट्रिगर मी कि मैं ये पूरा जगह को आग लगा दूँ और उसमें मर जाऊँ मैं मर जाऊँ या नहीं मर जाऊँ बच्चे अननेसेसरी हर्ट होंगे ट्रॉमाटाइज डेफिनेटली होंगे उसके ऊपर कुछ होगा तो मुझे पता नहीं उसका ज़िम्मेदार मुझे ना गिना जाए उसका ज़िम्मेदार उन लोगों को गिना जाए जो अननेसेसरी ये ट्रिगर कर रहे हैं जबकि एक नॉर्मल कॉमन पर्सन सिर्फ बात करना चाहता है मेरी बातें ख़त्म होने के बाद मैं खुद ही बाहर आऊँगा मैं अकेला नहीं हूँ मेरे साथ और भी लोग हैं कई सारे लोगों को ये परेशानियाँ हैं और ये मैं सल्यूशन देने वाला हूँ सिर्फ बातें करके
Alright, so there you heard some eyewitness accounts and of course the video that was released by this kidnapper who is allegedly a YouTuber. We've taken you through the live action that is underway in Powai at this very location where the kidnapping happened and of course parents who were very, very worried through what was happening. Let me cut across to my colleague Mustafa Sheikh, who's also tracking every single development on the ground. Mustafa, what is the latest you're picking up, especially in terms of how these children went in? Because usually, if somebody calls children for an audition, their parents accompany them. And in such a scenario, the parents also go with the child, or either parent goes with the child inside to the studio while the child is auditioning. In this particular case, were the parents kept outside?
Well, yes, the parents were outside this very studio, this gate which we are seeing here, and just now we saw a bus of people who left from this year. The children who were captive left from here in a yellow bus. The visual we are showing you is of outside the studio, and these parents were outside when these children didn't come out for lunch break. They were suspecting something when they tried to find out. The video of Rohit Arya came forward of this being an abduction, and the police came into action, and then they tried to negotiate with Rohit. Once it was not possible, then there was a forced entry inside the studio, and children were rescued.
So at what point did the parents discover that their children have actually been kidnapped? Were some of these children also carrying mobile phones? Could some of these children, or did they try to get in touch with their parents outside? Any news of how this man trapped those children, took away their mobile phones if they had some, and then held them captive?
What we know is that the audition used to go on from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. So whether they were carrying mobile phone inside or not is something we are not aware of. But the children didn't come out for the lunch break is when the police knew that there was something wrong, and hence the parents informed the police, and then this incident came forward. That the video of Rohit also made the parents panic actually of what has happened.
And Mustafa, considering this is a high rise, on what floor was the audition called? Where exactly was the last point that the parents were stopped? They were not allowed to cross that point. And how did the children go on from there? Because what must be the average age group of these children?
They are said to be about around 10 to 15 years of age, and they were inside this studio when the police entered through the bathroom and then rescued these children, and there was some forceful entry. So what actually went down is something the police has not yet informed.